Stop the car, Reg. Oh, God, they're waiting for me. Maybe we should go another way.
You sure you want to be seen avoiding them?
Ah, but they wouldn't know I'm avoiding them if we go the underground entrance.
Now, they'll know, Mr. Fielding. And the more you try to hide, the more interested they'll become.
But they'll ask questions.
Ignore the questions. Just keep walking.
Ignore the questions.
That's what the questions are for, Mr. Fielding. And remember, just keep walking.
Mr. Fielding, do you expect Peter Petrakis to take legal action against you for punching him in the nose?
Do you accept that you're now an embarrassment for government, Mr.
Has
Fielding?
the Prime Minister formally reprimanded you over this action, Mr. Fielding? Mr. Fielding, can I have a client, please?
Mr. Fielding.
Will the Prime Minister formally reprimand you over your action?
Disloyalty was a pretty ugly word.
What relaxing looks it makes up on accuracy. There was maybe 18 of us at that strategy weekend, and nearly half of them at one time or another took me aside and told me he's being disloyal to you.
Craig's rat cunning. Rat cunning's good, and it's misinterpretable.
Tone.
I don't want to go on about secret men's business stuff, Dan, but over the years, heaps of battles together, you build a sort of instinctual bond.
He's been applying for jobs all over town.
As what?
An advisor? What he claims to be doing full-time for you.
Who from?
I wrote down the ones I could remember.
Green Kerno? Oh, Latham? No, Dan, this can't be right. Craig had never applied for a job with a bloody loser like Latham.
Take off your mate-coloured glasses, mate.
Well, if he hasn't laid an assault charge, that's a good sign, isn't it?
I think it's called good news and bad news, darling. I'm not actually standing ignominiously in the courtroom, but I still have the prospect hanging over my head.
Darling, all the calls I've taken here have been 100% supportive.
That would have been our friends.
Well, they still are. And Eric said he was going to ring you himself and offer you free of charge his top-of-the-line motivational address, the one he charges $15,000 for.
God bless in-laws.
Darling, you know how I'm so good at putting things out of my mind? Try it. Erect a mental roadblock. Darling? Are you there? Darling?
Oh, God.
But anyway, mate, I've got to go, so catch it. Look after yourself. Mate!
Mate.
Morning.
Morning. Is Ian well?
Yeah, mate, fitting well.
Yeah, he's a big tip for the front bench.
Oh, shoe-in, mate. Great bloody tan.
Yeah, lucky bastard. An electorate with a stretcher coastline.
Yeah, somewhere worth going back to over a Christmas break.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Wheeler, mate.
If you're a housing commission tenant.
Oh, Christ. Ball skills, Petrakis. I bet you he'll say he's here to measure up an office.
Surprised to see me under the turf tiles already.
It's not surprise, mate. It's sheer, unadulterated joy. Hey, your campaign's going well. Good to see that intellectual debate between local candidates is back on the agenda.
Bastard couldn't punch a clock. This is all show, mate. I reckon it's worth a point in the polls, eh? Politics is a joke, eh? Anyway, I'm just here for a squiz around. I might go and measure up my new office. Hey, question time happens after lunch, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Be it, mate. Now, if you're sitting in front of me, you try not to fart.
With Mick Fielding's cock-ups, the Clifton figures have got him in with a show.
Oh, Christ. Talk about the wrong bloody man in the right bloody place. You'll never sue Mick Fielding for assault.
Oh, I'd be mad if you didn't.
No, he can't afford to, mate. Not with his history.
What history?
He had a weakness for the cheerleaders. According to Petrakis, it was all harmless fun. But one of the girls' fathers wasn't quite so amused.
Yeah? What happened?
Well, she was only 15. It all got hushed up. The girl was paid off and Petrarchus retired all of a sudden. The bastard got away with it. Now, have you got those Clifton figures?
So this isn't common knowledge?
What, the groping? What do you reckon? Have you got the figures?
Yeah, I'll get them. Just tell me more about this groping stuff.
After you go and get me the bloody figures.
Why haven't I heard from the police? Why haven't I been charged with assault?
Who knows? Maybe Petrarchus is just letting you stew a little.
Oh. I can't imagine what the Prime Minister's thinking.
Look, if it's being in the poo with the Prime Minister that you're worried
he
about...
looks at me and sees a Portaloo.
He doesn't.
He does.
Doesn't.
Doesn't he?
Of course he doesn't. He's got bigger issues to worry about, like how to turn a humanitarian crisis into a voting winner.
Prime Ministers never forgive. Oh, no. My father told me that, and he ought to know. He served under 4 of them. Even on their deathbeds, they'll hold it against you.
G'day, Cheryl. How's tricks?
Oh, Tony. Listen, why is Craig leaving messages on my voicemail?
Oh, I don't know. He's probably looking for a job.
Yeah, well, I don't employ boyo apparatchiks.
No.
You've got no choice, Tony. He has to go.
Prepare for a moment to love me for my brain alone. If I urgently needed to get rid of Craig before an election's called...
Like you do?
On account of I need a lieutenant I can trust, well, it wouldn't be wise to just shaft him.
Like he's been shafting you? No.
On the basis that I'd be saying goodbye to a powerful enemy who knows way too bloody much about me.
Not if it could be avoided.
What if Peter Petrarchus pulled out for family reasons and I wangled Craig the pre-selection for Clifton?
Tony, you can't help Craig be elected to represent decent, unsuspecting humans. Mongrels might get there, sure, but you don't give them a leg up.
As if... Mick Fielding's a goose, but the camellia growers up there, they're not going to vote him out for Craig.
Craig must realise that.
He's read the Clifton figures wrong. Petrarchus's numbers are up because of his football icon status. Craig's no icon of any bloody description. After the election, he'll be licking his wounds but singing my praises and out of harm's way.
Oh, Tony. That's worthy of Richo.
Those words.
How will you get Petrarchus to resign for family reasons?
Don't worry. I've got a plan. And an appointment with Lester.
Ness! Finally tracked you down. I'm in the position to bring quite a big patch of blue sky into your day.
You're going to kill yourself.
Looks like your boss could be headed for the knackers yard. Not great on your CV either. On deck, while a political dynasty sinks.
What's this about?
Oh, information that I have.
About what?
Oh, well, about something that's far too delicate to discuss around here.
And what makes you think I'd be interested?
Because you're too smart not to be. I'll be in touch.
What's that? Say again? No, it doesn't cheer me particularly. Why would it? It's a disgrace. Heaven help them if the press find out. Confidential? Yes, of course, Eric. Well, thank you very much. Love to Nguyen. Nguyen. Thank you. Bye.
The motivating brother-in-law didn't?
He's a fraud. Telling me my problems pale into insignificance beside the Labour Party's latest stupidity.
Pardon?
Oh, nothing. I shouldn't have mentioned it.
Oh, no, I'm glad you did. What Labour stupidity?
Vanessa, he told me in confidence. You heard.
Nobody passes on confidential political information and expects a politician not to tell their closest political advisor. It's destructive behaviour. The entire mechanics of government would grind to a halt.
These walls, no further.
Of course.
My brother-in-law Eric has a mate who told him one of Labour's candidates has a rather large skeleton in the closet. Of the sexual kind.
Which candidate?
Vanessa, I didn't ask. There's a confidence involved. Two confidences, so that's that.
But this is great stuff. A scandal against Labour during an election campaign.
Vanessa, these walls, you agreed.
I only agreed before I found out how explosive the information was.
That's politics. I'm talking about principle.
Mr. Fielding, do you want to be a politician or a nice guy?
Both.
And which one are you paid for?
Are you sure the Libs know about Petrarchus?
Yes. The way I understand it, they're going to drop it as soon as the election's called. Maximum damage, huh? How did the party ever get saddled with Oaf Boy?
Oh, we knew nothing about his little secret till the day after he was pre-selected.
Well, that wouldn't have seemed to be a problem at the time.
No, he was going to lose Clifton just like every Labor candidate before him.
The way I read the Clifton figures, Bud, we're in with a show. I mean, that idiot, Fielding? He's our biggest asset. Be a pity to lose that opportunity because of Petrarchus and his sordid history.
Peter's gone. He's been worried about the impact a political career will have on his family. I have no doubt he'll be relieved when we give him his resignation statement.
Too early yet to start talking replacements?
Who?
Our Craig.
Very selfless. Interesting thought.
Well, I've been quietly grooming him. You know, I hadn't been pacing him for this election, of course, but now he's ready for it.
Well, he's watched and he's learnt and he chooses his mentors wisely. Not an obvious choice, but perhaps a smart one.
Darling, that's an outrageous suggestion. Vanessa's a fairly nice girl in very many ways, though obviously absolutely without ethics.
I'm sorry, darling. I've tried to avoid telling you this, but ethics are incredibly short supply down here.
That's not the point. Your father was the most ethical person on the planet.
Yes, and I suspect he spent 25 years with his head down, eyes closed and ears covered.
And died on the 11th day of the Australian at peace with himself. Now, the people of Clifton trusted him to represent them ethically, and he did them proud, even if he didn't ever achieve anything. Oh, darling, I so want you to die at peace with yourself.
I'm sorry, darling, but that's going to be very hard to do if I'm to put the party first.
You don't reckon it's an election too soon?
Not necessarily.
Because, mate, you can bugger a potential champion greyhound by stepping it up in class too soon. I mean, I could undo what I took the liberty to do. It's not too late.
Oh, mate, no.
Mate, listen to me. I have rarely, if ever, seen Lester pick up on a suggestion so fast. Of course, mate, if you want to hang on until 2004...
Oh, mate, no. No, my Auntie Pam once lived up in Clifton. I quite like it up there.
Really?
Yeah.
Great. Well, it's just a matter of crossing and dotting the proverbials.
Mate.
There's no need to thank me, mate. Loyalty rewards loyalty.
I've made a decision.
Yes?
The information's probably unreliable. Eric's definitely unreliable. He's gay.
That doesn't matter on either count. All we need is a headline to break up Labor's momentum.
Oh, Vanessa.
We just need the name of the candidate, details, times, places.
I can't ring Eric back. Surely the news will get out anyway.
Yes.
Well, someone's going to leak it.
Absolutely, certainly, by which time it will cease to be your ticket out of the sewer.
Oh.
Out of the sewer and fast-tracked into the inner circle, where those with valuable information are listened to and welcomed and forgiven their embarrassing past trespasses.
Oh.
More importantly, as you know, our party is currently divided into two inner circles, Methodist and Baptist.
Methodist and Baptist?
Howard and Costello.
Oh.
Both would kill to be the one to drop this information to the media. To one-up the other. So we just give the story to whoever offers you the best deal. And I'm thinking junior ministry.
Ministry?
Junior, one step at a time.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go and find out what each side has to offer you.
Vanessa,
Subtly, very, very subtly. No facts, not even hints. Trust me. Oh, and Mr. Fielding. Ring Eric. Ladies, thank you for coming. I asked you here because I need some advice. Just suppose a backbencher had some information.
What sort of information?
Scandalous information of the sexual kind that could be potentially damaging.
And which Liberal MP was this? I mean, we'll kill him.
No, not one of ours. One of Labor's. A candidate.
Who?
Well, that's the point. This particular backbencher would probably need to feel more secure in his future role in the Liberal government before he'd feel comfortable with passing on the details. What advice would you give this backbencher?
Now, look, listen, miss. I don't know what you're playing at. But if you've got information of the kind that you are implying, then you should give it to us. You know, John Howard is about to win this election. And don't think that he's going to step down mid-term. I mean, Menzies, he was still Prime Minister at 71. So that gives us almost a decade.
You've got to be joking. You're not going to get 10 years of good polling out of a boatload of refugees. If we win the election, it won't be long before your boss is out in the suburbs where he belongs, and Peter Costello, man for the 21st century, is at the helm.
Oh, yes, I'm sure the public will be clamouring for the man who stuffed up the new tax arrangement.
You should apologise for that.
We never say sorry.
Yes, and that's your problem.
No, that's your problem.
No, it's not the problem. You're my problem.
I'm not your problem.
Opposite me,
you don't have to sit here opposite me. You can go somewhere else. Draconian measures.
Yeah, I'm not too good with figures. But I wouldn't mind a bit of a briefing. It's just not been my strong point.
Hey, Lister. G'day, Kev, mate. Hey, any news yet who's looking good for endorsement?
Obvious man for the job. Kevin Finucane.
Yeah, Tone. They're dropping me into Clifton.
Talk about back from the dead, eh? Kev, mate. Great news. But I've been telling everyone you're too bloody talented to be cut loose.
Well, thanks, Tone. I'll drop by for a beer later.
Yeah, do. What the hell happened to Craig?
There was a view that having been rolled by the left, Kevin deserved another chance.
But Kev's a dickhead of monumental proportions.
That's not the point, comrade. He's one of ours.
Oh, Vanessa, I've been looking for you everywhere. Where are you?
Michael.
Oh, Minister.
Don't look so worried.
Oh, do I look worried? Oh, my mother said I had one of those faces, you know, I frown, but there's nothing to worry about, is there?
No, onwards and upwards. Good on you.
Vanessa, where are you? I have to talk to you. Where are
here.
you?
I'm right behind you.
Oh, thank goodness for that. They've called.
Who?
Costello's people.
That was quick.
To arrange a meeting.
You haven't.
Yes, I'm sorry. I took the liberty. Adrenaline.
Mr. Fielding, this is an incredibly delicate situation.
Yes, I
it has to
know,
be
I know.
timed and handled so carefully.
The meeting's in an hour.
You spoke to Eric?
Well, no.
What?
Well, I haven't had time with Costello's people ringing me. I've been too busy, Vanessa.
Mr. Fielding, do you understand the stakes here?
Yes.
After all the disasters we've been through, finally something is going your way. Now phone Eric. We need that name.
Right.
And while you do that, I'll bash out a page outlining our conditions. We need to get a clear offer from Costello's people before we hand over any details. And I'm thinking tourism or sport.
You really think Costello's people might be interested in me?
Maybe. Or maybe they're just desperate. So, who are you meeting? Petra?
Well, unlikely. We're meeting in the gents' toilet.
Political traditions. You know, I just love them.
Sport.
Is a bloody idiotic decision, mate, and I made it known. I am working my arse off, mate, trying to find you somewhere else.
We don't have anything on Kev, do we? He's not a pedophile by any chance?
No, mate, sorry.
He took that amazingly well.
Resilient little bugger.
Now we're back stuck with him.
Yeah.
I have information about a cover-up in Clifton that'll save your boss's ass.
My boss's ass does not need saving.
But what about your ass, Vanessa? You want to be noticed? Make a big splash for yourself? I'll meet you in the car park. I won't wait long.
What do you mean Eric doesn't know the name?
I tried, Vanessa.
We need to know a name.
Eric said his friend wouldn't tell him.
With nothing to trade, we are going to look like idiots.
Well, maybe we should cancel the meeting. You know, I was really looking forward to the Ministry of Sport.
No, go to the meeting.
What?
Lock in their offer, but stall on the name. I'll be back when I can.
But where are you going?
I'm going to try and save your ass. Craig. This information, it's about Petrarchus?
Could be.
Well, then how about you fill me in over a drink at the Holy Grail?
No, I reckon we need to go somewhere more discreet, don't you? Your place or mine?
You're on.
Punctuality. I like that in an undercover agent. Sorry. This all makes me feel like Maxwell Smart or something. Right. Well, Vanessa's already done the spade work here. She's going to provide, well, I'll provide further details soon. But first, we need to settle the terms of the agreement. I await your response with interest. It goes without saying.
So you've got information about a huge sexual scandal involving someone from the Labor Party, and you want to trade it in return for a ministry if Costello becomes Prime Minister. That's bloody dynamite, Mick. So you know all about Peter Petrakis.
Petrakis.
Cheers, Mick.
Join us in the corridors of power again next week. And tonight, join the award-winning Chasers on the front line of comedy, where no target is spared as they take aim at sport, politics and the media in the Chasers' War on Everything, tonight at 10 on ABC. Stay with us now to test your skill at music trivia on Spicks and Specs.